Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Birch.and.lily, my podcast about knitting and cross stitch. Today is April 28th, 2020 and I am here to obviously channel about knitting and cross stitch and tell you about what I've been working on the past 2 weeks. There are 2 places that you can find me on the internet. The first is on Instagram at birch.and.lily and the second is on Ravelry at birchandlily. So today is going to be a little bit shorter of an episode. I don't know, I've been kind of in a rut lately. I've had a hard time deciding what I want to work on, what I want to do. I finished up a couple projects, which is good, but I just haven't really cast anything on since then. So I say it's going to be short and then it's going to end up being crazy long, but we'll see. But anyways, let's jump into finished objects. I have 2 finished objects this episode. The first is this pair of socks here. These are the Waiting for Henry socks, a pattern by Tabitha Gandee. I've knit these out of Woolberry Fiber Co. yarn. The blueberry berry sock set, which is on a 80-20 base. I cast on 60 stitches, 1 by 1 twisted rib. I did a slip stitch heel flapping gusset and a wedge toe. The pattern calls for an afterthought heel, but a slip stitch heel flapping gusset fits me a lot better, so that's what I ended up doing. I knit these on 2.25mm needles, a US 1, which is my usual, and I love them so much. They turned out so pretty. And this, the different color for the toe and the heel, is really making me want to do that on more socks. So that may become a theme in the next little while, we'll see. But beautiful, beautiful pattern. Color work up here. If you haven't knit color work before, this is actually a really good pattern to start it out. It's very simple. The only thing you have to be careful about is that your stitches don't get too tight so that you can still fit everything over your heel. But yeah, very simple, and once you get this done, this is all just ribbing running down the foot. Very easy, very fun to knit, and I love these socks. I think I may knit another pair in another colorway, or sock set, I guess. We'll see. Maybe that will get me, no, that won't get me out of my rut, never mind. At some point, I will definitely knit another pair of these. The next completed item that I have is another pair of socks. These are the Ballad Socks. It's a pattern that will be releasing soon from Sari Norlund. I think at the beginning of May. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure she said beginning of May. I just knew I had to have these done by the end of the week. Or by yesterday, maybe? Anyways, I got them done on time. But this is a beautiful, beautiful pattern. So pretty. Definitely not memorizable, but still very, I don't know. I could memorize each repeat. Or each round. That's what I'm looking for. I could memorize each round quite easily, but you definitely couldn't memorize the pattern repeats. But just beautiful. I have knit these out of Barnyard knits on their 75-25 fingering base. I used a 2.25mm US 1 needle and I cast on 60 stitches. This is just a 1 by 1 rib. It's not twisted. Slip stitch heel flapping gusset and wedge toe. And I did 2 repeats for the leg here. The pattern is just so pretty. I can't wait to wear these. They should be a really nice summer sock just because of the lace. Gets a little bit of airiness going on without keeping your feet too cold, I guess. But I'm very excited to be able to wear these, and I'm very excited for this whole pattern collection. Sari has 3 patterns coming out in this collection, all along the same sort of lines. They're all based off of her poet sweater. So I'm really looking forward to being able to knit the other 2 patterns in this collection. So those are both of my finished objects from the past 2 weeks of crafting. Let's jump into some of my works in progress. The first thing that I have been working on is a cross stitch pattern. It is called A Shepherd's Song. It's by Plum Street Samplers. I have it in this very pretty bag from Pretty Southern. It's got knitting sheep on it. I love it so much. So I am stitching this up with a tangled mess of all of the called for threads. And I'm stitching this on 40 count Winter Brew by R&R. It is not the called for fabric. I think it calls for 36 count hog bristle. But this is what I have done so far. So I think last time I showed this, all I had was this top black border and a little bit of the green leaves going around. So I've definitely been able to complete a lot more. I've been putting a lot of work into this. It's been really fun to work on. So this is the very bottom of the project now, other than needing to put in this black border. And this is the very left side of it. So I think, I don't know how I'm going to work this up. I may try and do page finishes. Might be the easiest way to do it instead of jumping around a whole bunch. But I realized, missing the DMC threads for this project. For some reason, I did not purchase them. So I will have to make sure that I purchase those. It hasn't impeded me at all from stitching this at the moment. I've been able to just skip over those spots, but I don't want to get to a point where I really, really need it to move on, and I don't have any. So, yeah. I don't know if Hobby Lobby is open yet. I know some stuff is starting to open up again. I will have to go for a drive. I get kind of bored and I'll just get in the car and drive around in circles. But I'll have to drive by and see if they're open yet so that I can go pick up some of those threads. Yeah, we'll see. The next thing that I have been working on is in one of my favorite bags by Studio in the Green. This is a new pair of socks that I have cast on. I am using some very old stash for this pair of socks. I am knitting these out of Hello Stella on their basic Stella base. This is the colorway Summer Crush. I am not sure if they are dyeing this colorway anymore, but it's really pretty. Oranges, purples, kind of like a summer sunset way. And the pattern that I am knitting up out of this yarn is the Fairy Maiden socks. This is a pattern by This Handmade Life. It is free, actually, so if you like it, definitely go check it out on Ravelry. It's absolutely beautiful. I did a 1x1 twisted rib for the cuff. 64 stitches is what I cast on a 2.25mm needle, and I'm going to put these on my blockers really quick so you can see the pattern a little bit better. So that gives you a little bit better of an idea of what's going on. Just some really pretty cables, yarn overs, in like a ribbed sort of fashion. So I am putting in the heel for these already. I'm thinking they're going to be gift socks, but I'm not sure 100% who they are going to. So I'm just going to knit them until they fit most of the people I gift socks to. Most of the people that I knit socks for as gifts, other than my husband, are a size 8 foot, which is kind of convenient for me because I can just knit up a whole bunch of size 8 socks and they'll fit whoever the heck I want to give them to. So this is gonna go into that pile. My hope is to have a lot of socks done before Christmas so that I don't have to knit any gift socks closer to Christmas. So we'll see how that plan goes. But yeah, I'm really enjoying these. They're simple, and I like that. So yeah, Fairy Maiden socks by This Handmade Life. Okay, we'll jump into the only other cross-stitch project that I have worked on these past couple weeks. This should be no surprise to all of you that have been watching me for the past little while, I guess. This is His Eyes on the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery. Again, in a pretty southern bag. Do not mind my tangly disaster of threads, but I am stitching this up again with all of the called for colors. And I am stitching on 40 count Mallow linen. So here is where we are. So I did get to the border, like I was saying last episode that I wanted to. I have worked on the border a little bit, and now I'm kind of just moving down the border with animals, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm kind of hoping that doing that will make sure that I count correctly. So that's kind of my plan. So yeah, I've added all of these animals in and all the ones that are going down the border. And everything seems right so far. I haven't found any miscounting, so that's exciting. And yeah, it's been fun. It's really nice to be able to just finish one tiny little motif, feel really accomplished, and then move on. So this has been fun. And I'm enjoying it as well. Oh, I guess I didn't really show the border goes all the way around at the bottom too. I was kind of cutting that off. So I've got quite a bit done. And the only reason I stopped on it was because I ran out of thread. And then I figured, like I said, I would do the animals following around the border to make sure that I counted everything correctly. Because I really don't want to rip anything out. So yeah, that is His Eyes on the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery. So the two other things that I'm working on are both knitting projects. One is something that I cast on quite a while ago and you guys haven't seen for a while. So I guess we'll start with that. So I have it in this beautiful bag that I'm blanking on where it came from, but I will make sure to try and remember to link it down below. But this is my Northeasterly blanket. So if you haven't heard of the Northeasterly pattern before, it is another take on a scrap blanket. So using up leftovers, that sort of thing. You obviously don't have to use up leftovers if you don't want to. And I'm kind of doing it half and half, if that makes sense. But yeah, that is flinging yarn. That is what I have been putting a lot of work into lately. I've really been enjoying how simple and mindless it is. So I have this long string here. And then I did start on the second row of the blanket as I'm covering my face. And I've been very good and weaving in all my ends, so I'm proud of myself for that. But yeah, I'm just using up scraps other than this gray colorway. I did order a whole bunch of this. I'll grab it here. It is Knit Pick Stroll Fingering in the Dove Heather colorway. And the reason I'm doing that, I don't know, for some reason, two like really different bright colors touching each other just doesn't work in my brain. I don't like it. So what I'm going to be doing is doing like a checkerboard pattern with the gray in between every color so that they don't touch. So if you can kind of see what's going on there. So that is my plan. I have a whole bunch of the Dove Heather in my stash in the closet back there. So yeah, that's the plan for that. I'm really enjoying this. It's been really fun, really mindless. It did take me a couple minutes to figure out how to attach these two together. More so just to line it up correctly, if anything. But now that I have, it's just flying and I'm absolutely loving working on this. I have lots of different yarn in here. This is from one of my Gilmore Girls sock sets. This is Yarn Ink, I believe. This is also a club colorway. This green here is from my Sweet Dahlia shawl, the original sample that I knit for it. And this one that I'm putting in now is another Gilmore Girls sock set. So yeah, I'm loving working on this. It's been wonderful and simple, easy to pick up and set down. So this has kind of got me out of the rut. I've been working on it maybe the past 2 days and I've added 1, 2, 3, 4.5 chevrons, so it's definitely been keeping my attention and I've really been enjoying working on it. I don't think I mentioned Northeasterly is a pattern by Skein-Anigans. It will be linked down below as always, but she has lots of different iterations of it now. There's a DK version included in this pattern, and now there's all sorts of different patterned and textured chevrons that you can also add in. I'm really enjoying just doing all of mine in garter stitch, and I think I will continue to do it that way, but there are so many options of how you can put this blanket together, so definitely check it out if you're looking for a way to use up your scraps. And final project that I've been working on, like I said, I've kind of been monogamous, kind of not really crafting that much, which is funny because I look at what else I've done and I really haven't done much else either. I've been doing some gardening, reading, baking. Okay, maybe I have done some stuff, but it's weird that I haven't done that much crafting because that is what I really love. Anyways, let's jump into my final project. It is in this bag by that crafty little fox. And I will show you the yarn I'm using first. I am knitting up a Girl's Best Friend. This is a pattern by Isabel Kramer. It's a shawl, which is something I haven't knit in quite a while. And I'm using this beautiful yarn. I'm sorry, the cream is always blowing out. But this beautiful yarn from Hue Loco. This is their merino sock base, which is an 80/20. And I will tell you the colorways. This here is Saltwater. If I put it closer, you can kind of tell a little bit better. It's a cream with lots of like oceany blues, sandy colors, really pretty. And then this one is called Open Skies. Kind of a purpley blue, super pretty as well. And the final color is Serenade Me, which is definitely a beautiful, bright, bluish purple. Okay, so I've got a decent amount of work into this, more than I thought now that I'm picking it up again, but I definitely haven't worked on it in the past week. So here we go. It is a triangle shawl, lots of pretty texture, lots of squishiness. I am knitting this up on a 3.25 millimeter needle, which is a US 3. I can't remember what the pattern calls for, but I feel like it's slightly bigger than that, maybe a 3.5 millimeter. But I'm really happy with this texture that I'm getting right now and this fabric. So I will definitely be working on this a little bit more. And then I really need to pull out, which I did show to you guys quite some time ago, a shawl design that I was working on. I need to get that pulled out again and get working on it and hopefully be able to remember what I was doing because it's definitely been a couple months since I have worked on that. It is also a triangle shawl design. But yeah, that is all I have worked on in the past couple weeks. I don't know. I guess I'm just not casting on all the things like I was before, which is fine. I don't think that's a bad thing. I still want to be able to use up lots of my stash this year, but maybe I will go through it faster being a little bit more monogamous instead of having 50 projects on the needles that I'm working on at once. We'll see. But anyways, yeah, like I said, that is all I have to show you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys are healthy, safe, doing well. And I will see you in 2 weeks for another podcast episode, but hopefully next week I will be putting up some sort of tutorial type video. It's my plan. Hopefully I can get it figured out on how to film it, but I've been having a lot of people asking me about different sock techniques, needing help, just wanting to watch someone do a gusset on a sock or cast on with the German twisted cast on, that sort of stuff. So my hope is that I can kind of slowly get some tutorial videos up for you guys as well, if you're interested in that, hopefully. But I just need to figure out filming setup, all that sort of stuff before I am able to actually do that. So I'm hoping to get one up next Tuesday, but if I don't, know that those will be coming in the future. I also have a review video that will be coming out for the Knit Companion app. That is a question that I should ask you guys. Would you rather see that review in a normal podcast episode, just kind of mixed in, or on its own? Let me know. But that will be coming out very soon as well. I've really been enjoying the app. Little sneak peek, I guess. It's been really great, and I've really been liking using it. But I will be giving you guys a review on that as well. Now I'm just rambling. Yeah. I hope you guys have a wonderful next couple weeks, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.